Hello friends, yeah, welcome to Humanology Facebook Live edition. Happy Monday. Yeah, we'll check out some YouTube videos and make some video commentaries, okay? Yeah, let's give it to gentlemen in those, okay? FAT guys in those, but we want to be respectful, okay? So, yeah, gentlemen in those, okay? Yeah. In YouTube, okay? Yeah, nice. Survival skill, okay? Yeah, nice, yeah. The hard way, right? Yeah, that's educational because in the emergency situation, yeah, maybe you need to resort to some old school, the hard way, because maybe your lighter ran out, flashlight battery ran out. It can happen, right? Yeah. Okay. Water ran out, so yeah, it's very educational. Yeah, back in the days, the weather channel. Nowadays on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Let's check them out. Okay. Sure. Yeah, survival skill in the forests. Yeah, jungles. Sure. Let's go.
Survival is simple. Just don't die. The Red River Gorge Wilderness in Kentucky has been an international climbing destination for decades.
Let's see how many miles we have to hike before we find them.
This week, 3 office buddies will have to face this merciless environment during the most brutal time of the year, after the winter thaw.
I can see a sign down there. Bring the rope.
I can only imagine what that's going to mean for us.
And it's got a skull and crossbones on it.
Jim had a daughter 3 years ago. During the pregnancy, he actually gained more weight than his pregnant fiance.
I really want to kickstart my life. I want to get myself back on track and just reset my body.
I'm not going to be the first one to fall, so.
Adam is the oldest guy in the group and has had the worst year of his life. He lost his older sister to cancer, and lately Adam feels like his life is controlling him.
I want to take the time this week and decide on my next course of action for basically the rest of my life.
Hey, someone else's turn to take a rope.
I'll take the full rope.
Andrew and his wife have grown apart, and after 7 years of young love, their marriage has taken a tough turn. This week is Andrew's time to unplug and clear his head from everyone else's advice.
For me, my motivation is to get away from the world, is to try to find myself out here.
This must be my guys this week.
Ah, looky here.
Congratulations, you found me.
Hey!
Welcome to the Red River Gorge Wilderness. There are numerous search and rescue missions in this area each and every year from Rock Falls, and people do die. So we have to be really, really careful because we're going to start with a crazy challenge. And that is to get to our gear on the bottom of this nearly 200-foot straight down cliff.
Excuse me? We have to rappel off the cliff?
I had one fear coming into this, and it was heights. I've never liked heights my entire life.
It's a doozy.
It crossed my mind to say, no, this doesn't seem like something I should be able to do.
This is where our week begins. For the first 4 days, I'm going to teach you guys how to secure shelter, water, fire, and food. And then on your last day, you're going to strike out solo. You're going to do it all by yourselves. We're going to have to survive our most extreme...
Yeah, well, when I was in some commentary, okay, when I was in the U.S. Army, okay, I was in regular army, okay, but I tried some special forces too, although I dropped out of special forces, okay. But I got some good training there, okay. Yeah, so, climbing down steep cliff like that with a rope, you need to wrap the rope, maybe sometime around your torso, around your ankle, arm, okay, so get some friction in there and like slowly release it, okay. So yeah, I got some of that training when I was in the US Army, okay, yeah, nice, very nice. I like this, yeah, very nice, but do so safely, okay. Yeah,
challenges yet.
Slowly.
Fear and ever-changing weather. We gotta get you guys harnessed up and head down to where our gear is.
Can you breathe? A little bit.
All right, holy, I have to go down a mountain right now.
I've never rappelled before, so I am a little scared of this.
No. too vertical. Lean back into it. Post your feet up on the wall. There you go. All right.
As I'm going down, it started to be more natural. The fear kind of went away.
You're about to go free falling here from fifth.
I'm already doing it.
Good job, buddy.
Made it. Saddle up, big boy. There you go. Feel it. Hold that brake on.
I'm more nervous for him than I am for myself right now.
Keep that brake down. Good. It's freaky, huh?
Yeah. 200 feet above the ground.
Walk down the wall, man.
My arms are shaking, and I basically just want to get to the bottom of it.
You got it. Now the hard part's over. Now it's just enjoying the view.
I'll concentrate getting down the
All
hole.
right.
Oh, I feel slack. Nice job.
Andrew has a serious fear of heights, and for him to step up to that ledge and put his faith in that rope, that says a lot about this guy's character. You're getting ready to go over, man, so just lean into it. Whew. Just keep that brake down. You're not going anywhere.
Death is worst case scenario.
Now you got it. You're a pro. Look at you just hopping. Now you're just hopping. I thought you were scared of heights, man.
I am. That's why I'm not looking down. I could do this all day. I could do this again.
Now that these guys are safe on the ground, it's time for me to get on this rock and join them. You guys about ready to saddle up this week after that?
Absolutely.
A real surprise is yet to come. We're going to take a couple of minutes and do a quick inventory. Make sure you've got everything you need for this week. First thing you should see is a survival knife. Second, you should see a small folding handsaw. Then you should see a stainless steel metal canteen and 1 liter of fresh drinking water. And then lastly, you've got a survival scarf. A lot of people in survival scenarios are hurt in some way. And so we're going to use that survival scarf to support your broken arm that you will have all week long. This week, guys, is one-arm survival.
We were all speechless.
And that's your arm sling.
I have no idea how we're going to find food with one arm.
Look at this thing. How are any of us going to do anything?
There we go.
I overcame my biggest fear today. And then you throw this on me.
We're in this together.
This is nuts.
We still have to build shelter and fire before nightfall, and we have to do it all with only one arm. You know, the good news is our arms aren't actually broken.
Should we actually break Jim's arm just to see how that would be?
Yeah.
Try it.
Jim is the butt of a lot of jokes in the office.
Well, the week isn't over yet. I'm liking this spot right here, man. The shelter I have in mind is nothing I've ever seen or built before. I'm really inspired by our climbing rope and by this magical pine moss forest. Each of us need to cut down 2 saplings. So pull out your saws. That's going to be your fastest way to do it. Our next step is to lash together a framework using this poles, and that is not going to be easy. Man, can you just hold that still?
Well, some commentary there, okay, so I'm a tree hugger, okay, as opposed to cutting down a live tree. It'd be easier to collect trees that are already fallen down on the ground, okay, it's just easier that way. Yeah, those trees, they are already fallen down, so they are easier to saw down because it's kind of moist and fungus. Yeah, already broken down, okay, but still very strong trees, okay, for structural purposes. Okay? So that would be my recommendation, okay? I'm a tree hugger, okay? As opposed to felling live tree, how about recycle the trees already fell down on the ground? They're playing with them in any forest, okay? So it's just easier that way. And more environmentally soundly too. Okay? Yeah. That would be my recommendation, okay? That's what I use when I camped out there, okay? So, okay? Okay. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
My dentist isn't watching this.
Adam, what are you thinking, man? I'm thinking how I hate you right now. Just, the whole one-arm thing. I'm not too happy about having to pretend I have a broken arm.
We're going to weave these in and out. We're moving to the next phase. We need to create a layer of pine needles.
Excuse me.
Yeah, the coniferous trees,
Oh, yeah.
pine
I would
trees.
do
Yeah.
one more step. Moss, a lot of it.
My poor knees.
We're going to carpet our entire shelter.
We've already put 3 steps towards our shelter, and we still have several hours left.
Man, this sucker is looking epic. I'm calling it La Hacienda. But by the end of the week, if these guys keep sweating, it's going to be the funk bunker. Think we
Yeah,
should move
mass
the fire.
for roofing
The idea
material.
for the fire
Okay,
start I have in
nice.
mind is a version of what's called the strap drill. The strap drill actually originates in the Arctic. It's very similar to the bow drill in that it uses a spindle and a hearth board, but instead of a bow, it uses just a strap or a piece of rope to rotate the spindle. So let's just start working it back and forth, just nice and slow, trying to develop a rhythm. Maybe not so much pride. Oh, we're gonna get that out of the mud.
We have a huge disadvantage of only having one arm to start this fire.
Okay, it's rubbing. Let's go a little bit faster, twice as. Oh.
Me and Jim are going as fast as we can with that spindle. And all of a sudden, the spindle flies out.
We're about to completely lose daylight.
We've already lost 15 degrees in the last half an hour. We're starting to get nervous that we're not going to be able to start a fire tonight.
Let's go a little bit faster, twice as. Oh.
We've already lost 15 degrees in the last half an hour. We're starting to get nervous that we're not going to be able to start a fire tonight.
Just hold on to it, Adam.
It's hard to control something moving back and forth with just one hand.
The longer the strokes you can get on that, the better.
Collaboration. Yeah, nice.
We're all starting to get really frustrated at this point.
It's twice as fast, guys. We need to burn a seed in there. See that smoke, Adam?
Yeah.
That's a good sign. Okay, guys, go ahead and stop. See that? We got a real nice char on that. Just round everything off a little bit. You know, Jim, refresh my memory why you came here, man.
My fiance and I had a child 3 years ago, and during that time, I put on 45 pounds,
Yeah.
and I have not taken it off. My father has blood pressure and diabetes that have come from him not exercising, not eating right. I want to nip that in the bud right now.
All right, good. Keep that going. All right, guys, stop. Look at that. Can you see that color in there? This is a
Yeah,
long
ember,
way away
yeah.
from flame.
Nice.
You just got a little smoking ember. So getting an ember with a friction fire kit is only half the battle. Right here, we're growing it. You still have to transfer that ember into a tinder bundle and blow it in the flame.
Yeah, dry grass or leaves. Yeah.
And now we're getting some heat. Keep it going. Keep it going harder, 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 harder. There we go.
Nice.
Oh my God.
This was
Bravo,
the biggest
yeah.
relief of the day.
Okay, get those on there, Jim.
I don't think we can ask for much more on the first day out here.
That's fire right there, boys. I know they questioned me all day long, and I think I had more faith in them than they did in themselves.
Nice.
It's day 2 in Kentucky's.
Yeah, so they made fire with the friction source like back in the days, right? Yeah, the hard way. I really appreciate that, okay? It's fun, right? Challenging. Now let's take 5 minutes break, okay? Yeah. I need some vocal rest, okay? Yeah, I'm 46 years old, so okay. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, friction. Fire making. Yeah. I never done it before, but I know it in theory, okay? Nice. Beautiful. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, let's continue. Okay, yeah, nice. Very cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, very natural education, survival skill. Yeah, let me tell you that here is 55 Fahrenheit in this room and 4 minutes. Yeah, what's cooking in my microwave? Yeah, the collard greens for food. Yeah, and the meat part of this spicy chicken sandwich, just meat part, okay? Yeah, I may put some ramen in there later. I don't know. Let's go.
Red River Gorge Wilderness. We've got an awesome shelter and a blazing fire, so today we've got to get up and out of this base camp and put our one arm in action. Well, guys, you about ready to roll out?
I guess. We all woke up this morning and looked up. It was like waking up drunk underneath a Christmas tree, not knowing what happened.
We're really looking for water and food today.
I haven't seen an animal since we've been walking around, so I'm wondering where we're going to find the food.
Watch your step, guys. You don't want to break your other arm.
Are we looking for anything particular out here?
Okay, so yeah, some commentary there. Okay, so out there in the forest, okay, animals, they are true survivalists. Okay, so they can sense humans' presence before you see them. They just run away, stay out of the way of human presence. Okay, yeah, they can hear you, smell you, right, see you. They're very, very camouflaged wild animals. Okay, so you go out there in the jungle, forest, typically you don't see any animals. Why? Because they see you before you see them, and they run away, fly away, okay, so. Or hide. Very, very camouflaged wild animals, okay, so. Because they are true survivalists, okay, so. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's continue, sure. Okay. Yeah, I tried some hunting. Okay, I wasn't never successful. Okay, so yeah. So I know about that. Okay.
Hey, check that out. Nice water. That's what we're looking for right there, man. Grand Central Station of the forest. This is the circle of life in this joint. I've never seen a pond like this where there's not fish in it.
It looks a little dirty, so I'm a little concerned about eating anything out of that pond.
Using that climbing rope, I actually think we could build a funnel trap, a fish basket. We all got to get a sapling because we need to create a framework for this basket trap that we can weave this rope on.
My entire body is hurting. My arm, my legs, my shoulders. This is almost impossible.
Hunger and just the general fatigue kind of wears on you.
Adam, tell me about what you're hoping to get out of the woods this week.
I had a pretty rough year and a half. I lost my sister to cancer. So I decided to move closer to my family, hoping this week clarify some of those things for me as to whether I made the right decision moving back from a pretty metropolitan area to the middle of nowhere, basically.
Sometimes you just need to reset your life, and there's no better place to unplug than out in the middle of nowhere.
These knives are good.
My knife is better.
Can't wait till I get that at the end of the week.
One of these guys is going to walk away with the same exact survival knife rig that I use, and I could tell by the way they were talking that there's definitely some healthy competition amongst them.
I just gotta play the game like all the rest of them.
Did you hear that, Jim? I heard it.
I'm gonna get it because they're too busy worrying about it, and I'm over here making sure we get everything done.
Back in the office, nobody believes Jim is going to win the knife. That's between me and Andrew.
All right, Adam, grab that rope that you clustered up into a rat nest.
I volunteered this morning to carry the rope. Well, your hands was out with one arm. I don't know what you expect. Quick was making fun of me for the rope, but he didn't volunteer to carry it.
All right, Jim, you look like you'd be good at weaving. We're going to start in loose. And then you got to go over, under, over, under.
Wow, this is a pain in the butt.
trying to build the trap with one hand was a frustrating process, but also pretty
Nice.
rewarding once it was completed.
Funnel.
Let's test
Okay,
to make
okay.
sure this top funnel fits.
That's nice.
That's gonna cap this off. Blammo.
Yeah, it's like a
Trap.
American native
And
style.
look for some
Yeah,
white bait.
fish
You know, we're
trap.
just looking
Yeah.
for anything
Long
that's creepy
funnel.
crawly that
Yeah.
moves that we can crush
Down
on
the
with a
string.
jump ball.
Just make it long, elongate it, okay? Yeah,
I'm not too happy about having to dig through the mud.
I've never had to work this hard for food. Never.
Some baits, like worms.
Hey man, I'm gonna need an
Okay.
extra hand with all these guys.
What'd you find?
You know what wood lice are?
No.
I just hit the honey hole.
Wow.
And there's a ton of them in here, and I don't want them to get away.
Okay.
All right, what'd you guys get?
A dozen worms, couple grubs.
Wood lice, about 30 or 40 of those, some worms, a couple bugs I don't recognize.
These things are horrible looking.
We're gonna cut off a piece of my scarf here and use it as a kind of a bait bag. There we go. Perfect. Let's put all the insects we've gathered except for these wood lice. I've got a different plan in mind for those. Man, that's like a fish buffet right there, dude. All right, who wants to pound these down?
I'll do it, I don't care.
Crush all those up. We need to chum them all up. It's oozing out of there. That's nasty. Jim, why don't you tie that deep in our trap there, man? We're going to tie a rope to this, chuck it to the wall.
Yeah, there are plenty of them, okay? So, yeah.
Let's grab our canteens and fill up because this is our water source too. This right here is going to be our stable water source all week long. There's a reason why we didn't use all these wood lice in that bait ball. It's because these are our first meal of the week.
Wood lice. It's just nuts. It's crazy.
There's a reason why we didn't use all these wood lice in that bait ball. It's because these are our first meal of the week.
To me, these bugs look like little termites that you see when you pick up wood outside.
These are actually very closely related to shrimp and crabs. What are you looking at me like that for, Adam? Jeez, dude.
Can't control weather, can't control your food, can't control basically how much you sleep. It's a different kind of stress.
Arthropods, yeah. Exoskeleton, okay? Yeah.
Wood lice, but I'm that hungry.
Well, guys, cooking these wood lice is going to be pretty easy, man. We got a cup of boiling water. We're going to dump them in. I'm going to pour them onto this piece of moss, which is going to act like a sieve, and our dinner's going to be right on top.
How you feeling, birthday boy? You hungry?
Oh, I'm ready for this. Don't worry. Today is my 39th birthday, and I'm celebrating in the woods. It's a great present.
Boil them up for a couple minutes. Dude, you smell that? It smells like shrimp.
Hopefully it tastes like shrimp.
Yeah, we're going back down to the river tonight and grabbing some more of these.
Yeah.
Grab those off of there. These are done. Kentucky shrimp.
Look at them.
Bottoms up, birthday boy.
All right, here we go. Maybe a slight, like, fishy smell to them, oddly, but outside of that, it was pretty disgusting. It's kind of gross. But definitely tastes a little, 10% like shrimp.
Jim, down the hatch, man.
So the wood lice didn't go over as well as I had planned.
You gagging, dude? Sure. Chew those suckers up, man. Down the hatch. Swallow 'em. Swallow it.
I started to swallow. I got half of them down. I started to gag a little.
I think he's gonna throw up.
Oh, this is
First birthday present ever.
Oh, man. What do you think, man?
Delicious.
All right. Man, I've had insects that are so much worse than that. Look at your eyes, man. You got puke eyes.
More tongue than I usually love.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not gonna throw up. I'm fine. They weren't going down too well.
Have another one.
So let's relax tonight, you know, enjoy what we've got left of our wood lice, and hope for better things tomorrow. Fish.
Okay. Interesting.
Man, I'm definitely feeling a little funky tonight. And that doesn't help at all. What I could really use is a good night's sleep. And it's just impossible.
Yeah, snoring. Yeah, like elephant, right? Yeah, so noisy.
It's day 3 in the Red River Gorge Wilderness, and for some reason I am
Roommate,
not
right?
feeling good
Yeah.
today. My stomach is funk. My head's dizzy. Creeks down the day, dude. There's no doubt about it. You guys can check the trap on your own. Hopefully there's something in there.
Okay, so off to the trap.
Good luck, fellas.
A little worried right now because we have to go back into the forest and we don't have our survival guide with us.
I think I have a pretty good idea where we're going. Out of the 3 of us, I have the most woods knowledge. I grew up in the woods. I have confidence that I can get us to the pond where we need to be. Me and Jim kind of know where we're going, but Adam, sorry, buddy. I know you're terrible with directions, so.
But look, the funnel trap, right? The American Indian wisdom with like 3 branches. Yeah, I learned about that. Okay, it's not about pond. Okay, it's more about stream, like creeks, flowing stream. Okay, you put it downstream. Okay, so and you make it very long so that. Yeah, fish get in there, then they cannot reverse the direction, okay? So then, but they put in a pond. It's not the right way to do it. Yeah, the funnel long, that's way too short, okay? I know about this, but I don't know about this, okay? So, like in YouTube, other YouTube channels or some other web pages, okay? You have to very long graduation, very slow, narrow. Okay, American Indian style, okay? But you have to be a flowing stream, not a pond. No. Okay. So I guess they cheated a little bit, okay? It cannot be pond. It's been stream, downstream, creek. Okay? Or a small river, okay? Yeah, flowing water, okay, down the stream, not in a pond, is directional, okay? So, and you have to make it very long and narrow, okay? Maybe 6 feet, 10 feet, okay? So that, yeah, down the stream, yeah, fish get in there, but they cannot reverse the direction. I know about this, at least in theory, okay? So, pond, that's not for the pond, it's for flowing water, like creek, like a small river, stream, okay? So, I think they cheated a little bit, okay? But let's continue, okay? Let's check it out. Yeah, I know about this, okay? Yeah, so yeah.
We bust each other's chops all the time in the office, and out here, it's still business as usual. I don't remember that.
I don't remember this either. No, we've got the bad sense of direction, guys.
Well, it's not that we all got a bad sense of direction, because I see the pond right in front of us. I am so hungry. I am praying that there's something in that trap for us.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing pulled in. God. What in the hell are all those things?
Day 3, the middle of the Red River Gorge Wilderness in Kentucky, where 3 office buddies are learning how to survive in the woods with a broken arm.
I am praying that there is something in that trap for us. What in the hell are all those things? Salamanders, millions of salamanders.
Whoa, can you eat those? Green salamanders, a different kind of shade than I've ever seen before in my life. I don't know how you would actually eat these anyway, so I'm actually on board not trying to swallow one of these.
Something for us to eat, though.
All right, well, is there anything else in there?
I've got a little tiny guy right here that fell out.
Is this big enough to eat?
We'll get a little bite out of it. Definitely get as much meat as we did out of that woodlice. It was a lot smaller than anything that we had expected.
That's going to be 1 forkful of food.
Okay, it's better than nothing.
I'm not splitting it 4 ways, so that makes no sense. He said if you find a small fish, crush it up and put it in the bait ball.
Creek's sick, so we gotta get him something into his stomach.
I really wish Creek were here. He would have ended this debate about 10 minutes ago.
There's nothing worse than being sick in the woods out in the middle of nowhere. If you spend a lot of time in the woods like I do, you're bound to have days where you just don't feel good. And for me, today is one of those.
I say we gut this fish, use the guts in our bait ball, we take the remnants of the fish back, and we take the salamanders back.
What other options we have right now?
You're the fisherman.
Yeah.
Got that.
Okay.
Take care of the guts.
This trap is the problem. As soon as we pulled the trap apart, it just fell apart. The rope slid down, it wouldn't stay together anymore.
This is a bad idea. Should we
Yeah,
stop?
this is a bad idea.
It's very frustrating trying to fix a trap like that, only having one hand each.
Alright, well this is not the best looking fish trap remake, but it is what it is, it's what we got. Perfect. Look at that, good job guys. Alright, teamwork at its best, let's get the hell out of here now. Hopefully the creek's feeling a little bit better.
Just having something to drink over there. How you feeling?
Feeling all right, man. Ground up some charcoal from the fire and mixed it with a little bit of water. It's starting to help my stomach a little bit at least.
Well, what does that do for you?
Yeah, it's real absorptive. Not only does charcoal trap gas, but it also helps to carry toxins and harmful microbes through your digestive tract and out of your system. Did that trap yield anything?
The bad news is the fish is small, but the good news is we got a fish.
Dude, that's a tiny little sucker, but it's something.
It's something.
We also found a bunch of salamanders.
You know, a lot of different salamanders have like poisons and toxins in their skin. You know, it won't kill you, but could make you sick. Just stick that fish through the mouth on this stick right here.
Yeah, make sure that's on there pretty good, because we don't want to lose that big meal.
Are you gonna start gagging
I'm
again?
not gonna gag.
Are you sure?
I've never eaten wood lice before, okay? And it went down, I didn't puke.
Yeah, I think that fish is about done. Let's see what Jim thinks of the flavor.
Fish.
I know that's good, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there he is. So you want to bite the head off? Here you go, Ozzy.
Whole head, huh?
Back at home, if I was served that kind of meal, I would have probably sent it back and not paid for it. Out here, that was such a morale booster and made me feel so good that it doesn't matter what it really tasted like.
I think the rest of the day we should gather firewood and bolster up our shelter. You know, we've gotten really lucky that it's not rained yet, but I have a feeling it's going to rain tonight. You know, and I don't want to be caught off guard.
Looking in the sky, we're on the verge of a rainstorm. Our fire is a main concern for us. How we're going to keep this fire going in a downpour.
It's day 4 in the Red River Gorge Wilderness, and I'm happy to be feeling better. Today is all about checking that fish trap. I got nothing left in my system, and I'm banking on that trap.
After 4 days of my arm being up in the sling, my arm was actually starting to hurt. And
Look, in my opinion, okay, I mean, there is a small pond. They're fishing in the wrong spot, okay? It's like flowing stream, okay? In a pond, yes, maybe a couple of small fish, okay? They're not gonna get that many fish, okay? They should go out there in a stream, like, flowing water. Maybe then they can catch a trout, bigger fish, okay? Small pond, not that many fish there, okay? Okay, they need a stream. Flowing water, okay? Maybe some bigger pot in the middle of flowing water. Yeah, they're not having a good plan here. Okay? Yeah. Okay, whatever. Yeah, some of this kind of Hollywood-ish, okay, so made up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. We'll check it out, okay?
feel like it's broken.
Come on, come on!
Every part of my body's hurting right now. My knees, my feet, my shoulders.
I hope you guys set this thing right. That's what I'm hoping.
My feet are killing me. Standing one place hurts a lot. Oddly enough, hiking feels a little better.
Hope to pray, here we go.
Moment of truth, suckers. Whoa!
Dude, right. Holy, there's actually fish.
Dude, a huge one. Boom, grab that sucker.
My heart is racing. I got a smile on my face, and I am ecstatic to get some fish.
3 bluegill, dude.
Three nice-sized bluegills too.
You know, it's just too bad though, you know? But Jim doesn't get one. You know?
After only eating wood lice and a 3-inch little bluegill to share amongst the 3 of us, now we actually get to eat something.
First things first, we gotta kill him. There we go. Jim, you want to scale one, man? Bring your knife and you gotta rake it backwards across that.
So you
Yeah, real hard. Jam your finger up in there and break that stuff out. There's your sushi, man. Nice.
I must admit, that was the first fish I've ever gutted.
You did a great job, man.
My entire life. I've just bought fish at the store. So this is one thing that I wanted to learn this week.
Well, I've never done this either.
Really?
There was always somebody else there that knew better.
That way.
Awesome.
There is nothing more satisfying to me than watching those two skin and clean a fish. I mean, I've cleaned and skinned fish my whole life.
Pop these babies right out.
Yeah, pull them out. Perfect. All right, we'll head back to base camp and steam them up. All right, guys. Hey, Jim.
Jim is the class clown of the office.
Are you ready to cook up some fish?
I'm ready.
We're going to take some of this wet moss, throw it on the fire. We're going to steam them, moss style. Put our fish in there. Put a little bit right on top of them. We'll cover them up with a little bit of hot coals.
How long do you think these will take to cook doing them this way?
I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Steaming fish is a bit of a guessing game to me, so we have to rely on Creek's knowledge and experience to make sure it's safe to eat and we know it's done.
While we're waiting, Andrew, why don't you tell me a little bit why you came here this week, man?
Life is pretty fast-paced at home. My wife and I have just been exhausted in life, business-wise, traveling all the time. Figured now was a better time than ever to just come out here, kind of figure out some answers. These 4 days have been pretty beneficial for me. Figured some things out. I really do miss her.
That's good, man. You know, you guys have really worked together as a team well this week. I was really happy to see these 3 fish in that trap, man, because I know how much effort you guys are going to go through tomorrow on solo day. Now, because you only have one arm, I'm sending you off on solo together as a group. But that means building your own shelter, making your own fire. I'm not going to be there to coach you, and I'm not coming to check on you.
The 3 of us have worked great as a team so far this week.
Feel good.
I'm pretty confident in us.
I think we got it. So I feel that no matter what happens tomorrow, we're...
Okay, so, yeah, let's take 5 minutes break, okay? I mean, look, bluegills, yeah, when I was in Wisconsin, okay, so, Lake Monona, Lake Minota, okay, they're great fish, okay? They're edible, okay? But in that small pond, I think it was planted, okay, so... Yeah, bluegills, they do not live in a small pond. They live in big lakes. Okay, so I think they're kind of planted. Okay, for this television production. Okay, I mean, in survival situation, like American native style funnel with 3 branches, you don't put that in a pond. No. You put in a stream, like river, or small stream, rivulet, whatever, okay? Flowing water, that's why it's funneled. It's a unidirectional, one direction, okay? Narrowing down, okay? So that you trap the fish so narrow, it cannot reverse the direction, okay? I know about this because I studied that. It's great American native wisdom. For like hundreds and thousands of years, okay, yeah. It's not in a pond, yeah, it's in a stream, flowing water, okay, so. Okay? Yeah, the part is a little bit metal, I think, okay? Yeah. But, whatever. Okay? Let's take 5 minutes break, okay? Thank you, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me check on my ramen noodles in microwave, water bowls, plastic jars. Okay. I love collard greens for food. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good vegetables. Yeah. 5 minutes, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's continue. Okay, yeah. I mean, some Hollywood element, fake, made up. Okay, yeah, that's expected. Okay, so not surprised. Okay, so okay, yeah, let's continue. But they got some good parts. Okay, yeah. So let's take the goods, reject the bads. Okay, some fake knowledge there somewhere. Okay, so. We know that. We know better, okay? So, but there's some good parts in there too, okay? Yeah. Yeah, take the goods, reject the bads, okay? Yeah. Like a good reader, critical watcher, okay? Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna get the job done.
All right, boys, dinner ready to go.
Tell you what, guys, let's have Creek have the first bite since he didn't eat anything yesterday.
Sounds good. I'll take it. I grew up catching bluegill with my grandpa, so eating this type of fish is pretty nostalgic for me, especially being right here in Kentucky because that's where we did it. So I'm right at home at this shelter munching on these bluegill. How about it, fellas? So what do you guys think about shelter tomorrow?
Is there any suggestions for simpler ways to build something like this?
If it's going to be a cold weather scenario, fire is more important than shelter.
So we'll start the fire
Step
first.
one is fire. Fire and then shelter. Sounds like a plan to me.
Fires in inclement weather can be really tricky, so you need all the advantages that you can get. I'm going to show you a really quick tip on how to boost any fire start.
Well, some commentary there, okay, so to build a fire, you do not want to cut down live tree because live tree have a lot of water moist in there, okay? Yeah, the fallen tree, yeah, when it rains, it soaks up the water when it rains, but if it happens to be dry weather, okay, fallen tree is drier than live tree because live tree, rain or shine, is always wet. It's also hardened. Live tree is very hard and it's wet, okay? Fallen tree, yeah, they're not hardened, they're soft. Yeah, the fungus, bacteria, virus, whatever, soften it, okay? If it's fallen tree, okay? Yeah, when it rains, yeah, soak up the moist water, but when it's dry, they get dry, okay? So fallen tree, they make better fire than live tree, okay? So don't cut down all that live tree. Okay, yeah, use recycle fallen tree. It's a lot softer, easier to deal with. Okay? Yeah. Whatever. These people. Yeah. I mean, some goods and bads. I'm making some rifle construction. Constructive criticism, okay? That's all.
With a standard petroleum jelly-based antibiotic ointment that you can find in almost any first aid kit. I've got two identical tinder bundles here. One of them I'm going to leave just as it is. The other one, I'm going to mix in some of this petroleum jelly antibiotic ointment. The petroleum jelly is going to turn all of these tinder fibers into a wick. And this tinder bundle right here is going to burn up to 100 times as long as the one without the petroleum jelly. This flame over here is much bigger, it's much stronger, as opposed to this one over here, which is dying quickly. So that's how in inclement weather, you extend the life of your tinder bundle.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
It's Solo Day in Kentucky's Red River Gorge Wilderness. And even though the weather's nice, today is definitely going to be the most brutal day of the week for these guys. It's a bad day to be tired, Andrew.
I know.
You guys feeling ready to rock and roll?
I'm gonna have to be.
Shelter and fire, one arm style.
We've already done everything we're going to do today one time. So this is just the second time we're going to do it. And after this, we're home free.
Hey guys, make sure to take the strap drill kit.
Okay.
Now tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to come to your base camp because I want to really evaluate what you guys have done today.
Think you're going to be able to find us?
Sure I will. Just follow the smell from the funk bunker.
All those bins, here we go. That's a lot to carry.
Gotta do it.
Thank God it didn't rain on us.
Yeah, funk means bad smell,
Anytime anyone needs
odor,
to see something that
okay?
looks good.
In English.
What are you thinking, Jim?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a nice clearing here. We chose our base camp because it has similar trees to where our posts were at the old shelter. Therefore, we're going to use the same idea as Creek taught us, but we're going to use the trees and hopefully build the shelter quicker than it took us on the first day.
So where's our fire pit going to be?
We gotta get a lawn prep before we even try to start the fire.
I've already laid out those small rocks in the bottom because it's so muddy underneath there. I want to get it up off the ground a little bit.
I'm worried about having something dry enough that's going to catch fire.
Even with 3 guys, this whole one-arm thing really sucks.
Let's get it going.
Alright.
I'm fairly confident we can get this going quickly because of how quickly we had it going the first day.
Ready, Jim?
I'm ready.
Alrighty, Jesus.
With me coaching and helping them on day one, it's easy for these guys to go into solo day being overconfident.
Alright.
Overconfident in the wilderness will get you killed.
And this
smoke, guys. Keep going. Twice as fast.
Good, hold it for 6 more seconds.
Sorry, buddy. Should we try that? Here's right. Here's right. Try this an ember. Real slow.
Oh, look at that thing.
Real slow.
Very, very hard to keep an ember going in that tinder bundle and get a flame. Well, at least we know we can create an ember.
Well, we just couldn't get it to light.
So that bundle was not tight enough. Getting the first ember made me feel good about the mechanics of the fire start and the
Okay, some commentary there, okay. Yeah, there's doing some friction fire making, right? And ember, okay. What they need to do is like, kind of like, make a powder of the dry tree leaves, dry grasses, okay. Make a powder, grind it, okay. Yeah, smaller texture, more surface area in physics, okay? Yeah. Yeah, the tree leaves, dry grasses, that's already dry, okay? Not wet, okay? Fallen trees, fallen grass from past year, okay? Grind it, make it powdery, okay? Yeah, dry grass, dry tree leaves, dry tree branches. Make it smaller, powder it, make it a powder, okay? It's physics, okay? Huh? Yeah. More surface area in mathematics, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Sure. Okay.
technique of getting it to light something else on fire is beyond us right now.
Take 2.
Do it again. Ready?
Okay, commercial break, okay?
Failure with this fire is not an option.
No, not.
Stop. You just kick the ember out. Stop. Pull this. We need fire tonight.
Getting this knob on using one hand is kind of ridiculous.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Andrew, why don't you try to neither? Your natural motion is pulling it up in the air.
We might have to resharpen my wrist. This end up here. See how that is like worn now?
I don't know, dude. The two of them look pretty sure that they know what they're doing. They are barking orders out there, so I'm just kind of taking a back seat.
Let's do it again.
When it pops out, we're screwed.
This is probably the most frustrating part of the week so far. Whenever you're ready, big man.
Yep. In the office, we all work together, but we work in different divisions. We each have our own projects that we have to work on. Out here, we need to come together and focus on one goal.
Let's try. Let's try it. Gentle.
Dude, there's a giant ember, so here we go.
Well, that's too coarse, okay? You have to powder it, whatever, okay? What
We
do
keep
they
getting this
know?
into the tinder bundle, but we can't get it to light on fire. I think we're just getting too frustrated with this right now.
Yeah.
Maybe take a little break and start building this.
I mean, that tinder bundle is too coarse, too thick. Then what they need to do is the tinder bundle, they need to grind it, make it smaller, more fine grained, make it look like powder. What do they know? Okay, so, but they tried, okay? Yeah, the tinder bundle, the dry leaves, coniferous tree, okay, or grass, dry grass, okay? They need to grind it, make it smaller, okay, so that they have more surface area in physics. So they can catch up on that ember fire, okay? let's continue, okay?
The shelter.
I'll try anything at this point.
Maybe something like that.
Beautiful.
Again, these people cutting down the live tree. I'm a tree hugger, okay? When I camp out there in Alaska, Equivalent Lake, okay, I only used fell down tree in the burnt forest, okay? I never cut live tree, okay? Because I'm a tree hugger, okay? What do they know, these people? I only recycled fallen down tree in the forest fire when I camped out there in Alaska, Equivalent Lake, okay? Yeah, the tree already fell down, okay? But these guys cutting live tree, I object to that because I'm a tree hugger, okay? I love trees, okay? What do they know, these people? Very disappointing. I'm very disappointed, okay? Hey. Very disappointing.
We're building the shelter. It's taking hours.
All right, what's next up? The shelter is looking good. It's very similar to the one that Creek showed us how to build.
For a one-night shelter, I think this is going to be fine for us.
Absolutely.
So even if we wanted to work on it later after the fire,
Yeah.
that's fine.
What do you want to do differently?
Well, we have the ember going there, so that is fine what we're doing. It's something we're doing with the tinder bundle. Do you think it's too tight?
I think we're just blowing way too hard on that ember.
I'm just gonna.
I'm doing something wrong.
I don't know how long they've been at trying to get fire, but I know from experience that the more times you try, the lower your chances get of success. You get worn out,
I'm running empty.
you get frustrated,
Oh, man.
and then you start to rush and make stupid mistakes.
Fun? Yeah. I'm ready to just say screw this and go home.
We just lost it. We're all starting to get really frustrated at this point.
We're failing at it miserably. I'm just ready for this to be over.
I mean, dude, I got nothing left.
Get anything out of this?
Yeah.
If you guys are whooped, worn out, and tired, I have no problem snuggling up tonight either.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We won every other round this week, though.
I've never been this defeated in my life.
At least we have each other, boys.
Yeah, for tonight, that's what we got.
We're gonna freeze tonight. This sucks.
This is the reality of Mother Nature. I'm really cold right now. I guess the best way to end this week is to snuggle up with the two guys that I spent most of the week with for body heat. But I just want to let everyone know back at the office, we did it.
As far as my goal for this week, to reset my body and to start being healthier for my daughter, I think absolutely I've started that track.
I'm getting chills. It's cold. Of course you're getting the chills.
A lot of this I did for my sister, so I'm sure she would have gotten a huge laugh up in heaven watching us today and during the week. She would have laughed a lot watching me rappel down a 200-foot mountain, struggling with the fire, laughing with the guys.
It's day 6, last day in the wilderness with one arm. And I'm headed over to the guys' solo camp to make sure they made it through the night. I know they didn't get a fire going last night.
Not having a fire last night was awesome.
Thank God the three of us are as close as we are. We were able to snuggle up and kind of keep a little body heat in.
I can't wait to get out of here.
Oh no. What? Creek's coming. I have some mixed emotions when Creek starts walking up.
Oh, you missed it. We just blew out the fire. He's obviously not going to be happy that we didn't get a fire going.
I was spying on you guys.
Oh, why couldn't you help us? I thought we were friends.
It was painful to watch.
It was painful to do.
I know it was. The good news is you have an awesome shelter, you know? This week was never about survival skills to begin with. You know, that's a secondary bonus. This week was about challenging yourselves, pushing yourselves beyond what you think you can accomplish, Each of you rappelled off of a 200-foot sheer cliff. I fully expected at least one of you to back out right then and there. Well, the week isn't over yet. The survival instructor and me would not be okay with you guys leaving this woods and not busting out a flame with that kit one more time.
Oh,
One more time.
Son of a... My arm hurts so bad.
God, this feels like deja vu.
This is the last time, guys. The last time you guys ever have to do a strap drill. All right, you're twice as fast. Keep on going with it. You got it. You got it. We'll dump it right into our core.
I think this is the part we were just so psyched on day one to get the ember. We just didn't watch what you were doing.
It's all about the little details.
There were quite a few things we did wrong or not as good as he did today.
I'll hold it. You just start blowing on it a little bit, buddy. A little bit harder. The more smoke you see, guys, the harder you can blow. Fire loves to climb. Get a little bit of flame, just turn it over, and climb up through it.
Nice. We did have flame twice. We never turned it upside down, so it just went out. Lesson learned. All right, I'm done.
Dude, hugs.
Catch it out, man. That feels good.
It's amazing how much you take for granted having two arms.
There's one last thing to do this week, and that's for me to determine which of you have earned my survival knife. Only I'm not going to determine that. I'm going to let you guys determine that as a team.
I'm glad. I really feel good that, he's letting us make that decision.
Yeah, well, look, when I went out there, okay, I do not like knife. It's too violent. I do not like guns. Yeah, it's some saw, put up saw, okay. It's a guns, knife, too violent, okay. So, as a martial artist, I use blunt knife, like butter knife, okay. Guns, yeah, I don't use that. As a martial artist, okay. So, what I use is chopsticks, nunchucks, staff, okay? Sword, knife, wooden ones, okay? Because I practice myself safely, okay? Okay, so I object to that idea about knife, guns, no. Okay? Yeah, so long martial arts, exercise diet, and yeah. Continuing education, quality environment, okay, but yeah, there's some goods and bads in this episode, okay, so I appreciate it, okay? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my pro future leaders, yeah, love martial arts, education, quality development, exercise, learn how to dance too, okay? Yeah, acting, writing, dancing. Arts. Okay? Thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to Human School. Okay? Thank you. Yeah.